Hello and welcome to our podcast, Connecting and Supporting Others. I am Mira Reis and I am delighted to have you here with us. Enjoy! Welcome everybody. I am here in Isle of Man and my special guest today is in Canada. Welcome, dear Deb. I'm very happy to have you here.
Thank you for inviting me to talk to you.
You are very, very welcome. So I will just say about you that you are a well-being coach, and maybe you can a little bit continue, please.
I have been a health and well-being coach for 13 years. It started as something that I did on the side where I was working a full-time job with my provincial government. It is one of the things that brings me a tremendous amount of joy, and getting those messages from people when they say thank you for helping me feel amazing, it's very, very fulfilling.
I can imagine, I can feel your lovely energy and how you can enjoying, that this helping to other people. That's great. Maybe in the beginning, could you share with us your story? How did it happen that you come to this very great job, what you are doing just now?
Well, I have spent the majority of my career working in a very serious job, emergency services and security and IT, and was probably in my early 50s when I ran across a friend of mine who I worked with. She had retired. I saw her 6 months after that, and she looked absolutely amazing. She had a high stress job too, and we were both tired, exhausted, extremely busy, and she looked absolutely amazing. And she was rested, her skin glowed, she was pounds lighter. And I said, wow, like, what are you doing? So she shared her story with me, and I said, whatever you're doing, I want to do it too. And my health transformation was using all natural products. And I cannot believe the change that came over me. At that age, I lived in a family where we weren't the healthiest. There was a large part of the people in my family circle, from siblings to cousins to grandparents to aunts and uncles, that were all overweight. And it seemed that, I used to hear that, what, that's what our family line is like. We are just big people. And for a long time, I thought, well, maybe this is, and I never checked it out, a glandular problem, maybe whatever it was. But I had just somewhere along the line accepted that by the time I hit my 50s, that was my lot in life too. So when I started gaining a lot of weight, I thought that was just the way it was going to be. It was the way it was for the rest of my family. And when I started down my journey with these products in this company, the change in me was astounding. I was never a good sleeper. I spent most of my life getting 4 hours of sleep a night. Menopause hit. That 4 hours went down to 2 hours. I was menopausally exhausted. And of course, that's going to put the weight on too. I was a heavy migraine sufferer, and I was always taking medications for that. Cycling in and out of migraines most of my life, every week. I thought I was fairly healthy because I didn't get a cold and I didn't get a flu. Mm-hmm. Asthma was something that would have my left lung shut down, and periodically, and I'd have to go on prednisone, and that would blow me like a balloon. And to me, this was my normal. Mm-hmm. I did not realize how bad I was feeling until I started feeling better. And all I knew was, if this change can happen for me, it can happen for somebody else. So I decided then, as a network marketing business, to not just consume the products, but to share them with others. And helping others feel amazing like I was feeling amazing was a blessing. I could never do cardio because of my asthma. I started running at 56, ran my first half marathon at 60.
Oh,
I ran my first marathon at 65.
oh,
Never would I ever have been able to do that 20 years ago. All I know is that I've always wanted to help people, and the positions I've held have enabled me to do that. Now I'm getting to do it in a different way, and it gives me the greatest joy.
oh yeah, great. Honestly, when I was 65, you surprised me. You look much younger, so I can say what you are
Thank you.
doing, it really does work. That's great.
That's the collagen. One of the new products.
Yeah. Okay, great. So maybe we can go to the second question, which actually maybe you will continue what you started. What is your mission in your life? So you would like to share what you learn for yourself and?
Well, one of the things that I knew I wanted to do as I was exploring more, getting healthier, able to do more, I realized that there was a lot of things I didn't know. A lot of things people my age didn't know. And as I started feeling better, I started exploring nutrition and fitness, and I started studying, and I'm a certified sports nutritionist. I've got my first level fitness certification, and we see people my age, because I'm 65, we see people my age all the time that are fit and healthy, and but have been athletes and active and most of their life, or they have a background in some way. There are many of us that have this knowledge. And how do we share that information so that we can get healthier? Because our bodies change as we get older. What we used to do when we were 20 may not work. What we used to do when we were 30 may not work. What we used to do when we were 40 may not work. Chances are it won't. How we process protein, how we absorb vitamin D from the sun, like those things all change as we age. But most of us don't know these little things that would be so beneficial for triggering that switch that will allow us to change our health and feel better and look better, move better as we get older. So I have spent time speaking with senior citizens clubs, trying to get seniors fitness groups at facilities so that people who don't have that knowledge have a place to start. How do we give them those tidbits of information? Because I didn't grow up as a dietitian or a nutritionist. And frankly, the education that we get in school around nutrition is nothing. And your doctor isn't always the best person to go to either, because that's not where their strong educational background is, unless they're a dietitian or a nutritionist. So how do we share that information? And that's what I want to do. I want to help as many people as possible be the healthiest version of themselves possible so they can live a kick-ass life, whatever that means to them. You know, we all have a healthier person inside of us. Maybe it's as simple as cutting down the sugar. Maybe it's as simple as moving more. Maybe it's as simple as understanding food choices, understanding labels in a grocery store, understanding what your body needs. You know, if I went into a seniors club and asked them to explain to me what is a macronutrient and why does it matter, likely the only ones who would be able to tell me that are the ones who have diabetes, and they have to understand that in order to remain a health for themselves. There are so many things that we don't know. And I realized that these were all things I didn't know. I'm not alone. I'm not unique. So if I don't know them, I know that there are hundreds of thousands of people out there that don't know them either. And every tidbit of information that I can bring to somebody that can help them, I want to do that. It's why we hear people say that it doesn't matter what I do. I diet, I'm cutting down. My doctor says I have to lose weight. Cholesterol is high, blood pressure is high, diabetes, blood sugars out of control, inflammation, effect on knees as we age. Those are all things that can be addressed, but we don't know how to do them. So let me give you an example. Somebody at the age of 60 is told that they have to lose weight. So they switch to having more salads. But that salad may not have enough protein in it.
Yeah.
And they think, well, I'm doing the right thing. I'm having my salad, but I'm actually gaining weight. And that's because, or they feel weaker. If you don't have enough protein, your body is going to take protein from you, from the only source it has, and that's from your muscles.
Yeah.
So you're going to feel weaker. Our bodies do not absorb protein as easily when we're older as it does when we're younger. So we have to make sure that we're eating enough. And you have to span your protein across 4 hours of the day for your best absorption, for your best energy. We should all be doing that anyway. More important when we're older. And how many times have I, and if I've done it again, I'm not unique, have we gotten up and had toast and tea?
Yeah.
No protein.
Yeah.
There's not even really a good carb in there.
Definitely.
But that's where we have been, or we don't have that appetite first thing in the morning, and we might not have anything to eat until 12 o'clock, and then it's something quick. So there are so many things that we can do. Now, this is one of the reasons why people over the age of 50 have had so much success with the product line that I deal with, is because it is so nutrient rich that somebody that doesn't have a big appetite can get their nutrient profile in. Cravings are curbed, so they're not eating that quick fix, which might be the muffin they baked that morning, which has the same calorie content as, because it's so high in fat, as what, 6-8 slices of bread. So tasty, not necessarily the right choice. But how do you live balanced? We can't totally switch from a lifetime of eating one way and moving one way to the other. So you have to be able to find something that provides balance in people's lives. So that's my mission, is to help as many as possible. So I started my YouTube channel. All tips, tricks that will help people over the age of 50, inspire them, what they need for health, mental well-being, nutrition, exercise tips, how you can do little things every day to stay fit, being able to stay functionally fit in your own home, stay in your own home longer. What do you need to know to do that? What gives you the most joy is maybe getting down on the floor and being able to play with your grandchildren.
Yeah.
Being able to get back up. Or what gives me a lot of, my grandson is 10 years old. Now, COVID has made a little bit of difference to this, but he started running with me.
Nice.
And that was just the biggest gift for me. And to know that I'm setting a good example for him.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So, it's to help as many as people as possible.
Yeah, great. So you are using your YouTube channel, and do you have any other like networking, how to, how to reach as much people as possible?
I also have Instagram. I have an account. I have a Twitter account, but I haven't been as active on that. It was one that I had from my work, so I tend to be following emergency services and police, ambulance and fire and all of those things. So I've got to spend some time on that going forward. I do have a Facebook group where that's focused on health and fitness and nutrition. And I put motivational posts in there every day. I run fitness challenges where people join me in a message thread for an accountability group. And the goal is 30 minutes a day at a minimum. We check in with each other. We have a lot of fun. Sometimes we might do something together. Sometimes I'll throw some little surprises in there, say, all right, today, that's not what you're doing. You're going to do this today. We have a lot of fun. And it's just so that people don't feel like they're isolated, that there is somebody there that is doing what they're doing with them.
Yeah, and definitely, I think this is very important, especially in this time, when some people are really isolated and they feel loneliness. And this is great job, not only, that you are supporting them on the physical level, but on the mental level as well, because mental health and physical are actually interconnected. And mostly maybe now, I think that when you are great in supporting them, with your instruction and your inspiration and your great example, which you did in your life, then you can bring like spark in their life. I think it's really, really important. It's great. Yeah.
Thank you. And I tell them all, I will nudge them. I can push them.
Yeah.
If there is a certain approach that works better for one person versus another, I can certainly play either role. If you need someone that is going to be very supportive and gentle, I'm all over that. If you need that needs to be more sergeant major and say, you need to get out there and you need to do that now, I have no problem with that either. So it's meeting people where they're at, finding out where their struggles are, finding something that works for them, and being there to help them and encourage them along the way.
Yeah, definitely. When you encourage them, to start their own journey, because I think this is the most important, that they realize, that they have to do this change and they can see great example in yours. So I think it's the best way when people change their mindset and start to work with their health on all levels, mental and physical and so on. Yeah, so we are doing a great job. Okay, so now I have another question for you. Imagine that you have a superpower and you can travel back in the time and you have great opportunity to meet your younger version. What will be the advice you will give to yourself?
Oh, now there's all kinds of advice I could give to me, looking at things I wished I had done, all of those things. But the one thing that would have made the biggest difference is find your voice. I spent my younger years so extremely shy that, I couldn't stand up for myself. I couldn't speak up for myself. I wouldn't take a risk if it put me in the forefront. I was unable to do things like standing up in a meeting and presenting something. People, when I say these things now, people look at me now and say, I don't see that. But it was a very painful time for me. And while I often wonder if I had have been able to do that, where would my career have taken me? And that's not something that I dwell on, knowing that at the end of the day, my path took me where it took me, and maybe that what I am meant to do is to help other people find their voice, because I know what it's like not to have one. And there are messages I wished I could have shared. Maybe I could have started this sooner. I look back at being somebody who I did not believe in myself. I did not like what I saw when I looked in the mirror. I never was in front of the camera. I have had years of my children in pictures with other family members there, but I'm not present because I always was on the other side of the camera because I didn't want my picture taken. So that is something that I have apologized to my children for, because they have their childhood history in photos, but their mother is not there. So, being able to find your voice and love who you are every single step along your journey is one of the most crucial things. There are other things that you can do and decide, and maybe the decision wasn't right for you at the moment, and all of those things, but you have to find your voice, love who you are, would be the biggest things that I wished somebody had told me years ago, and are things that I have also nudged people on. When I see friends and colleagues and clients who are taking pictures of their kids and they're never in them, I send them a message and I say, next picture I see of you with your kids, you better be in it. Yeah. Because you want to be a part of their pictorial history. Give them a memory and a photograph that they have of you when you're not here anymore. Yeah. Give them something they can show their grandchildren. Yeah. I want to know.
I am glad you said that. Maybe you needed to go through the experiences which you had to become who you are. And I think it's very important, because now you are able to share with people who are in the same situation, who are not very, let's say, confident to show themselves. And they know that you don't telling this only from the books, that you really went through this. So, for me, this is the most important part, how we can support others, because we knew we walked already in their shoes. So I think you said it, that this was maybe important part in your life. And regarding your, let's say, not very confidence being on the camera, to be honest, I was exactly like you. And actually, one year ago, I wouldn't even put, I had trouble to put my picture on social media. And I was, I think it was in November, I started to be part of the same Facebook group like you are, with Anshu. And I sat here and I said, okay, I'm going to do it. And I decided, to go out, because I knew that if I want to share my mission and what I am doing, it's impossible. I'm not selling socks that, I don't need to be showing myself that I am the best brand for my services. So I decided, and actually now, I am doing podcasts, and I know I'm not perfect, but I think it's important, not, that because I love to support other people. And actually, I don't know, I think, you helped me, promote my new course, which I just trying to support other people, because I do know how is it when you really don't want to be visible. Yeah. And it was a huge switch in my mindset, in my life. But I do encourage everybody, if you feel you are here to share something very important, and I do believe everybody have unique mission to share with others. So don't care, for your limited self-beliefs, for your doubts and everything. Just go and show up. And if you need any support, I'm more than happy, to talk to. And I think you are the same. Because really, I think this was long time. And before, for me, it was other stuff like, let's say, my English. I'm not a native English speaker. And there is plenty of people who are offering their message in English language. They are not English speaker, but I think it doesn't matter, how, but what you are saying people, and when is your passion, and you can, you can serve others and make our world a better place. So let's do it. So we are here, I think, both of us, to support you. So please reach us.
Oh, I thank you very much for that. I'll take you up on that somewhere along the line.
Definitely, because I found out quite of good steps which are quite easy to follow, but you need to kind of change your mindset. That I have good hints for this, and then let's say supporting different meditations, self-beliefs, and so on. And then he's really like technical, how to prepare yourself, not to be shy, not to be afraid that you've forgotten, and so on. Because I think this is very important. There are pieces which I took together and prepare for people who I think, especially now when it's so many, let's say, opportunities to share what we know, and we are not, we prefer to sit somewhere in the back, but it's better to show and support others. Yeah.
Very important.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. So
it's interesting. You mentioned the same group that we were in with Anshu, and the Global Speaker Summit is coming up this weekend. Mm-hmm. They asked me to present in September, and I was very busy, and I could not, I really couldn't commit the time. And the topic was the power of thought. And I thought, if that's the kind of topic that they're picking, like I could do that. And I said, so yes, let's think about October. So October comes, and she says, are you on for October? And I said, sure. I said, it depends on the topic, if it's something that I feel I could speak to. Mm-hmm. That you'd be able to speak to anything. We don't pick anything that is very, she didn't use the word scientific, but it's something along that line. And I said, okay. So a week later, I said, have you found a topic yet? And she said, we're going to do it on how to become a confident public speaker. Ah. And that's about my reaction. I am not a confident public speaker. I have, other than speaking at a community meeting that was running a large meeting where there might have been 300 people, and that was 4 or 5 years ago, and that was tough. I have never given a speech. I've never done public speaking. So Saturday will be my first one.
Ah, so fingers crossed for you.
Yeah. The worst topic in the world for me. You got to do what you got to do if you want to move past some of the things you want to move past.
Yeah, definitely. And actually, to be honest, it was kind of pushed me as well, because I was part of the summit there, and it was how to, let's say, stop to be afraid to go live on social media. And this was, okay, I can use my experiences, which I went through. So it put me, so maybe we'll find your new, how I did, I made this course. Yeah.
Well, I'll be talking about my experiences today. So it's all I got. So
definitely it's the best way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, and now we can go to our last question. You have other superpower. It's lovely there like we have now. And you can make a rain. You are a rainmaker. So it's still lovely sunshine. It's raining. So huge, lovely rainbow. It's in the sky. And this rainbow is carrying all your messages, which you would like to share with others who are ready to receive your information, your message, your wisdom. What you will put in this rainbow?
I think I would want to plant that seed of hope in every person's heart. Wow. That belief that being healthier, feeling better, moving better, loving better is possible for them. There are many times somebody will say, I would like to think I could. I just don't believe I can. I'm ready to go. I just don't know what the first step is something that you can deal with. But if they don't have the belief that change is possible for them, it will never happen for them.
Yeah.
I want to be able to encourage people to have belief in themselves and confident enough to say, I am open to learning more. I am open to trying this for me. I am open to being able to spend time playing with my grandchildren instead of just watching them play because that's all you can do. To plant that seed of hope and belief that they too can make a change.
Yeah, lovely. I do love your message. Yeah, and actually, you know, when grandparents can have this, they can put this seed in their grandchildren, and then they don't need to, you know, do it when they are older. I think this is kind of very important, let's say, role what we have like adults or like parents, you know, to educate or not educate, to give our children the, like, say, confidence and to have, you know, it's good when you believe yourself, when you love yourself, and this is the most important, you know, that just follow your heart and everything is possible.
Absolutely. I remember a conversation my daughter shared with me that she had with my grandson. And sometimes we don't think they're listening or they're paying attention, that they're not absorbing. And we grow up thinking little ears, big eyes, see and hear everything. But they were talking about, wouldn't it be great to go to Machu Picchu and do the climb?
Mm-hmm.
And she said to my grandson, we would have to get in shape first. We would have to make sure that we were fit enough to do that. And he looked at her and he said, Nana could do it. Wow. And she said, you're absolutely right, Nana could. And they were both right. Yeah. I could. Yeah. So we don't ever underestimate the power of your example.
Yeah, definitely. I think the most important, actually, and especially with these little kids, that, how you said, they're absorbing like a sponge. What they see around, they just put it inside, even not being aware about this. It just work like this with the energy. Yeah,
absolutely.
Okay, would like to add something on the end. I did enjoy our talk, and I hope we can do anything in the future. But if you would like,
I look forward to it.
Thank you very, very much.
Okay. Have an amazing day.
Yeah, you too. Thank you very, very much. It was my great pleasure, and see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.